Sharana Williams, pay your weight. Hi, Lena. How are you doing today?
I'm so well. I'm so excited to be talking to you, Sharonda.
Look, I'm excited to be talking to you because you took me to therapy with this one, okay? We gotta talk about it. I also want you to know that I'm never going to be able to do a face mask without thinking of dead presidents between this and thing. So I just want you to know.
Look, I can't help it. It makes me think of that. I'm sorry. I'm a black kid from the 90s. What do you want? Also, so excited for you. So proud of you. You're growing your channel. I think it's amazing. I love watching your reviews. I'm just very excited that you're staying the course. And I think people are loving what you're doing. So
Well,
congrats.
thanks. That really means a lot. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Look, I love it. You always review our stuff. So we'll keep it. You know what I'm saying? We'll keep it.
But one of the things that I really appreciate about moments of love is that we really focus on the imperfections, especially in a society where we tend to glamorize love and make this unattainable fairy tale romance. And I really wanted to ask you, what was the importance of actually showing the good moments, but also too the trials and tribulations of sustaining a relationship?
It was so important. Thank you for that question. Because I think there's this idea that queer Black people, I'll say specific, have to be perfect.
Right.
That we have to be sanctified, that we have to always be like put up on this pedestal. And the truth is, we're trying to figure it out just like everybody else. There's nothing about my queerness or my Blackness that gives me any authority on love, on life, or career more than anyone else. And I think that's really what I'm hoping people take from this is that, you know, queer Black love is just as messy and as complicated and as confusing as any other love. But also, too, a point I really want to be clear about is that because I was born in '84, I did not have this freedom of being this queer kid in grammar school and high school, and not even in college, because I lived with my mom in college when I was going to school in Chicago. So I didn't, until I moved to Los Angeles in my 20s, was I even able to start exploring my sexuality in a way that felt freeing. And I didn't feel like, oh, am I going to run into a cousin or somebody that knows my mom? You know, and so then in my 30s, I had my first real relationship. And so therefore, I'm starting where everybody got a chance to begin when they were like 16. So I think what you also see is Denise, her immaturity at times in that relationship. And also too, you see with Alicia trying to figure out what she wants to be doing in her life outside of being Denise's wife and outside of being in this life that they've built together. So it's very complicated and it's absolutely a roller coaster ride. And there are things that I haven't experienced yet in terms of fertility and things like that. But we did a ton of research, talked to a lot of women who have experienced that, talked to a lot of doctors, because we know that's also something that we can educate people about the lack of inclusivity at hospitals when it comes to queer couples who are trying to conceive. So it was just really, you know, a wonderful journey. And it wasn't always easy because it's not the lightest thing I've ever done. It's not, you know, but it was really important work. No, not light at all. But, you know, I never wanted to shy away from that. I don't believe in safe, happy art. You know, I believe in art that kind of makes you, you know, think a little bit, that makes you lean in. And it was definitely a wonderful journey.
But one of the things that I really love that you touched on is how, as young millennials, we struggle with having to really chase our dreams and put the time and the effort that it takes for that, and how hard that is to really sustain a relationship. And I really want you to talk about that, because a lot of people feel like you have this come up, oh, great, so now you can get married and have kids, and it doesn't work like that. So I really want you to shed light on that, especially being in your situation of power in Hollywood now, and how hard it is to really navigate between the two.
Oh, it's so difficult. I mean, even for me to maintain friendships, you know, as well, which we get into a little bit with Deb, and also too, just trying to keep a balance in that relationship, because there's so much pull for me on the outside, or me trying to give of myself to people, or when I meet someone that I rise up to that expectation that they have in their minds. And so by the time I come home, I'm exhausted. Like I don't have that much left to give, or what I am giving isn't enough for that partner. And I think you definitely witnessed that with Denise a lot, in that she is so caught up in who she's supposed to be and this next book and trying to be successful, which is also a thing as Black folks. I put it in Queen and Slim. Why do Black folks have to be excellent all the time? You know, we don't get a break. And I think that you're also seeing that pressure. So it's not just about her trying to be a good writer or be a good wife, but it's also about, are her people appreciating what she's doing? Are they upset at her at this moment? What's going on? So there's so much pressure going on that so few people, I think, understand or could even relate to. But I hope what this season does is, even though you look at Denise's circumstances, that yes, she's a writer, she lives in upstate New York, that may not be everybody's situation, but I think a lot of people can relate to not being able to always understand what the balance is, even, with your parents, your partner, your friends, the career, and then also trying to make time for yourself. It's very difficult. And it's even something Lena, haven't quite figured out exactly yet. So it was actually really nice to step into Denise's shoes, because she's on the journey just like everyone else. And I think you don't have to be queer to relate to it. You don't have to be a writer or to understand her journey. I think everyone can understand what it's like to not have it figured out and falling down, but not being afraid to get back up again.
Look, you took me on a whole therapy session with this season. I appreciate you and appreciate the topics that you brought up. I can't wait for everyone to see it, but I really do appreciate you taking the time to speak with me today. Thank you so much.
I love talking to you. Thank you so much for being a part of this junket today.
Thank you so much. I hope you have a great day.
Oh, you too.
Thank you.
Bye. Good to see you.